Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Janelle, and this video is going to be me sharing with you guys how I'm organizing our center island. If you've watched our videos on the Snail Space Challenge, you know that we have been working on redoing, completing, finishing our kitchen remodel project that we started 10 years ago. And one of those items that we were working on most currently is our island. Here's the island that my husband went ahead and built. The doors have been built. They are finished. We're waiting for hinges to come in so we can install them. The drawers we're waiting on those. We have not had the opportunity to get those taken care of yet, primarily due to our current quarantine status, but at some point there will be 3 drawers there. However, I am going to be organizing these lower cupboards here. And the plan is to actually remove this bar here. So this was initially what we designed for this kitchen, but as functionality proved, this was not the best use of our space. So this is getting removed, and instead this is our new bar for our kitchen. I get this question a lot from you guys. What kind of storage containers do you use for your bulk food? We have 8 children, and I tend to shop heavily at my bulk food restaurant suppliers just because the food is cheaper and I can buy large quantities. Unlike some of the other places, you can't quite get the quantity that you need when you have this many mouths to eat. But when you buy in quantity, you have to have some way to store all that food. One of my favorite containers that have been proven to me over and over and over again are Cambro containers. They are industrial restaurant quality containers, and they have held up beautifully to a lot of use and abuse in our family. These are called Cambro containers. There's different styles. You can get clear, you can get opaque. They have lots of different sizes. You can see I have some smaller ones here, then I have some medium-sized ones, and then I have larger ones. They do have other sizes other than these, but these have proven to be the most useful for our family. And I think we have about 12 or 18 of these large ones, and then about the same quantity of these little guys. I will put links for all of those containers that you just saw in the description below if you want to check them out. They have been fabulous for keeping out bugs, moisture, anything like that. You keep those lids on, you're not going to have issues with creepy crawlies in your pantry. That's a big deal for me, particularly when you're buying such a large quantity of food. You don't want that food to go to waste. It's been a couple years since I've purchased them, but they have been worth every penny that I have put into them. Keep watching. I'll show you my other containers that I have down in my basement for our 50-pound bulk food, like flours, oats, cornmeal, things like that. I'll show you that a little bit later in this video, but let me get clean in here and get these containers in. When we were designing what we wanted for this island, we really wanted to make sure that we had enough space for these containers. So these were designed to be able to fit these large Cambros side by side, but also 2 deep like this. And to make this most functional, because I was afraid if we had just a blank wall on the back, it'd be hard to get this container. Every time I'd have to take this one out, and then I'd have to reach back and get this one. We designed this island with 2 doors accessible from both sides. So that way we can put maybe the not quite so used items on this side and then the often used items on the other side. I also was planning on getting the rubber shelf liner. You can pick it up at the Dollar Tree or off of Amazon. However, considering that we're in a quarantine and I am not leaving my house currently, I'm using what I have on hand, and that will work for the time being. Oh, a long time ago, someone had this in a free box. I think it was at a garage sale. And it's just regular wallpaper, but this is excellent shelf lining paper. But the price was right. You can't beat free. I was only storing it for a couple years. So I think I'm going to do like beans and things like that on at least one shelf. I might end up needing 2 shelves. I'm not sure. These are just ones that I've picked up when they've been at my grocery store marked down and it's a really good price, so I pick them up because beans are beans. I can use them in a lot of different ways. So I'm not sure that in the end I'm going to need a separate container, but right now I have 4 containers. This is miscellaneous split peas. I have, again, black beans in this one and another box of miscellaneous. So I may end up having another shelf here of beans, but I'm trying to keep this organized, so if you're looking for beans, you're going to go to the beans, the bean aisle, right? And then I'm thinking over here for the front is going to be my baking stuff, because we do a lot of homemade bread making and things like that. And so this is going to have to be my baking aisle right in the front, easy to grab, things like that. Next, I'm working on shelving. I don't know what I'm putting here yet, so I haven't papered that one, but I do know what I'm going to put here. So I am, no, nothing is getting wasted here. These were the excess that I cut off from the big shelves. What I ended up doing is just taping them together to make one long sheet. I'm going to grab some packing tape, run a seam down it, and then I'm going to have at least one shelf ready to go. Okay, it's a little chaotic here. Art is bringing up all of my Cambro containers. We're seeing what we have, what we need to order, because I'm hoping to put in a bulk food order shortly. And hi, Grace. And then I have this done so far. We have the 9x13 pans here. This was specifically built for 9x13 pans or the lasagna size pans, because this was a troubled area for me. Is this it?
These are the Cambro containers in their entirety. I don't know where 2 lids are though.
Actually, right here. I washed them
good.
the other day.
Good.
There we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of dust, so I have to clean them up.
Our basement, our little history here, if you're new, our home was built in 1901, so that puts us at, we're getting close to 119-year-old house. Our basement is what you would expect out of a 100-year-old home.
I would say it's probably slightly better than you would think, but still not good.
And Art's workshop is down there with all of this. That is why it's so essential that we bought really good food containers, so while we're storing our food down in the basement, we don't have any issues. And we do have a dehumidifier that runs during the summer when it gets dry, but as you can see, right, we run the dehumidifier when it's wet in there to keep it a little bit drier. But because Art's been doing all his construction, you can see we have a lot of sawdust. So I'm going to clean these up. But that just shows you how good these containers are for this exact purpose. We've never had problems with these containers with bugs, animals, mold, anything like that. They've worked perfectly, and this is not sponsored. Not sponsored at all. We just did research, and I said years ago to Art, we have to find what restaurants use, because they're industrial, they're a commercial grade, they're gonna hold up, and restaurants run a lot of use and abuse on these containers, and this is what most restaurants have been using. I am so thrilled that we found them, and it's been worth every penny that we bought. Again, not sponsored. Some of you may ask, well, what about Tupperware? Tupperware is another great storage solution. However, it's more expensive than using the Cambros. So that's why we ended up going that route. We do have a few Tupperware items that we use in our back pantry. Love them when I can find them at garage sales or inexpensively on Facebook Marketplace or things like that. I definitely pick them up. But when we needed all these bulk food containers right away, we just ended up putting in that bulk order for a whole bunch of these. We did it twice. I think we bought the first set, and then we loved them so much we went and bought a second set. Best investment ever.
I measured.
Yep.
They should fit. If they don't,
there we go. Look at that. too. Perfect. It's been several hours later, and I just took a break from working on this because I had to process what should go where and how I wanted it. I think we're good, at least for now. I'll show you the, should I say temporarily finished project, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna clean the pantry. So I ended up keeping most of my beans and bean-like products on this side, and then here I did end up putting my 9x13s. Then I think those are, I don't know, 10x15s maybe. Uh-oh, here comes somebody. You coming to get me? And then I put my smaller pans. I think those are, I don't know what size those are. They're smaller. And then I have my muffin tins here. Bowls are temporarily down there. Hello. Hi. Hi. If you come back here, you can see what Mommy's filming. Right back here. There you go. See? And then we have all of our baking goodies right here. So this is white flour, whole wheat, sugar. I ended up mixing sugar in the raw and regular sugar. Just, I'm going to use that to get rid of that. And then I have my oatmeal here, and that's everything on this side for now. And on this side, I still have the rest of my baking goods. So I have rice here, cocoa, cornmeal, brown sugar, and then my bread making grain mix, more beans, and just miscellaneous beans and grains and things like that. Okay, and now on for the pantry. This is a bit of an embarrassment, but this is, well, we've been moving stuff around, so I have to now sort and organize this all out here and see what is a better system. My oils from underneath the other cabinet, so oils, vinegars, things like that, those have to get moved back here, and everything needs to get sorted, rearranged, and just a better setup.
Thanks.
So I got everything on this lower level done. And for those of you who don't know, this is actually an old TV cabinet that a friend gave us. Art put in this plywood shelf here to make it just a little bit more usable. And it's been fabulous for storage. This just got a little overrun. So now the fun part, let's get organizing. So this is the bottom. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I usually have this packed full a whole lot more, but when it's packed full, well, we saw what happened. Things spill, it makes a mess. So I still have a lot on the floor here that needs to get put back into the cupboard, but I'm thinking when I clean this out, I might be able to find room for it up there. So anyways, initially, this is what I'm doing. We'll see if it stays that way. Let's keep trucking. Not M&M's, pistachios, raisins. Bummer. Okay, so here is the final product, final reveal of the pantry. Okay, so This is mostly baking related items. The sugar, usually I don't have bags of sugar. That's usually in containers down in the basement, but I haven't been able to buy sugar in a bulk bag. So that's not normally here. I always buy baking powder that big, baking soda, cornstarch, potato flakes. I have a fabulous Italian bread recipe that uses potato flakes and love those. And then we have just tortillas, corn tortillas, flour tortillas, coconut, dried apples right there. Sorted these out, tea, Trim Healthy Mama, vitamins, and then down here, well, I found out some very interesting things. I have plenty of ketchup. So for whatever reason, this is all sorted out. I've got honey, ketchup, oils, all my big gallons of vinegar, oils, molasses, Worcestershire sauce, anything like that, all got tucked into the back there. We should be able to get that out easily enough without destroying the rest of it. And then these are all the sauces and condiments that were under the island in the other room, in the kitchen, neatly laid out. We'll see how well this works for us. It may or may not work, but for now we're going to try it that way. And then this is just all those miscellaneous bags, Trim Healthy Mama, Plexus, everything. There's some baby food in there, crouton, you name it, it's in there. Anything in those type of bags went in here, but I think this is going to be able to, probably the big secret to my success is this is able to just come out. You get to pull what you want out of it and all of that. Then for the lower cabinets here, I did not do much with them. We have pasta here, and then I resorted out some of this. This is a lot of miscellaneous items here. I didn't sort them out. Didn't have enough room for all the vitamins up above, so I had to put a few down here. And then you can see I definitely am out of some things here. I would say the biggest items that I had more than I thought I had were ketchup and mayonnaise, and those are also the two biggest things that my kids love, condiments my kids love to put on things. So not really a huge issue. We are scheduled to go to Aldi next week for our 3-week grocery haul. We haven't been. It will be 3 weeks next week, and by doing this I'm able to actually see what we have, so I'm not buying extra, and hopefully I can plan some freezer meals before we do the Snail's Pace Challenge number 2. We're in a really strange time right now with the quarantine, and my normal grocery shopping of going every 2 weeks has been stretched to every 3 weeks. As a mother, I am trying to prepare and make sure that I have sufficient food for my family in case this quarantine decides that we have to totally shut down and not go out at all for any food. So trying to wisely balance all of that with having food in the pantry but not having too much. So this was a good exercise in knowing what I had, what I need to pick up next week. In fact, we look pretty good. I'm going to be working on menu planning and freezer meals this upcoming, probably start planning them tonight and getting that menu together. So be sure to keep watching this channel. We're going to be working on some of those. We'll take you guys along with me and share all of that good stuff coming up. Probably from the time this is filmed, probably a week from now, you should be able to see those videos up. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. My comments are currently disabled. YouTube is fickle. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. There are a few items in the pantry that it's time to use them up. In fact, for you viewers who have been around for a very long time, you will remember, what is it, 3-4 years ago we did the pantry challenge, isn't it? That long ago? It was a long time ago. We did the pantry clean out challenge, and we had a pantry basket, and we took all the things in the pantry, put it in a pile, and we made sure to use it up and show you guys all of the food that we were making. Been a long time since we've done that. We've had a handful of things, but not much in the pantry, just because, well, I think maybe we're getting better at using what we have, but there were a few lone items that need to get used up. I think we're gonna, you're looking at something that was gonna resemble dinner. We've got some gluten-free multi-purpose flour. We're just going to cook that up. I don't know, we're gonna make something tonight with it. Don't know what, but it's gotta go. Then I have, someone gave us this organic brown white rice and quinoa pasta. Well, that's gonna get used up. And what is this? This is brown rice pasta shells. That's gonna get used up. Looks like we might be doing some spaghetti and maybe some Italian biscuits or something. A little bit of baking powder, just if there's like almost nothing in there. Use that up. Someone gave us this. This, I have no idea what to do with. That's why it's laying around.
Kids make it.
The kids make. So we're going to find something to do with that. And then tomorrow is Sunday, and I think we're going to make dessert. We're going to just do some chocolate cupcakes and call that good. And then I'm putting a priority on finishing up some whole wheat flour. So there's the final, well, sort of semi-final turnout for the island currently. We will be putting doors on this shortly as soon as those come in, but I'm going to end this video here. Thanks so much for coming along with me. Oh, there's something I forgot to show you guys, our bulk food containers. Okay, so I am in our dark well, wood chippy basement right now, but I wanted to show you the food storage of what I've done downstairs with our bulk food and how we sort of keep it organized. This is how we've worked our system out for storing our bulk foods down in our basement. These are by PetMate mason jar containers. They are BPA free. I'll put the link for these down below. These things have been amazing for keeping our food safe and secure. You notice there's sawdust on here. Yes, that's because Art has been doing the snail space challenge. These are usually pretty clean. We have just some canned goods here, number 10 cans, and then the Cambros. Again, we have all kinds of storage containers. We've got dish soap, we've got popcorn, we've got salt, almonds, everything that needs to be secure is right here. We got a big pail of molasses. There's that Tupperware. I told you I love Tupperware for containers, just it's a little bit more pricey than Cambro, but these are the best thing for 50 pounds of most goods. You can fit with a little bit of shaking all of a 50-pound bag of oatmeal in there, or oats, and then easily a 50-pound bag of flour, flaxseed, things like that. So I'll put the link for the Cambro containers and the PetMate mason jar containers. I had someone ask me, did I find that the prices have gone up since this quarantine? And the answer is no. I haven't found that they have gone up. In fact, they might even be $1 or $2 cheaper than when I purchased them. They're a little bit of an investment. I think they're currently going on Amazon for $40 with free shipping. It is worth every penny that you put into them because they hold up well and they really protect your food, so you're not wasting food. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this has inspired you to maybe tackle your own pantry, do a little bit of organizing, check out those food containers. They're gonna save you a lot of time and money. Have a great day. Hope you're staying healthy, and we'll see you for our next video.